Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to a brand new video. And today is actually my birthday. I just turned 17 today, but that's besides the point. Today I'm going to be doing a trampoline setup video. I'm going to be going over everything in my setup, all the different tramps I have, and all the parts and stuff I've replaced. So yeah, let's just get into the video. Alright, so if you look over here, you see I currently have the mat taken off for my alley-oop. That is because I actually just got new springs for it, which I'll be installing in a minute. They're from Rebound products, and Rebound makes like the best trampoline springs you can buy. They're like better than alley-oop ones. I got a custom set of 8.5-inch springs, which should fit perfectly on my frame and mat. Yeah, I'm gonna be installing them in just a few minutes, and I'll let you know how they are. All right, so here is one of the 8.5-inch springs that I ordered. They're shorter than the normal alley-oop springs, but they're thicker. So hopefully it'll be a lot better. I would do a time lapse of installing them, but I think it's actually going to be a really hard process because I just put this one in, and because the way the hooks are designed, it makes them like really safe because they're not going to break off. But like to get into these holes, you have to like jam them in like really hard. I'll show you what I mean by that. So this is what I'm going to do to put in. It doesn't really go into the alley-oop holes well. I'm just going to align it here and go. Boom, there we go. So I don't know if those springs were just weird or if these ones are just weird, but there's some that are more open on the end, so not all the springs require a mallet to get in. See, this one just goes in normally. So I don't know, but it's actually a lot better that the springs are like this because it makes them a lot safer because they can't pop off like this. So that's always a good thing. Update, I'm halfway through installing the springs. It turns out most of them have the wider end, so it's much easier to get in, but I have this end on and the side on. What I'm doing for the sides is I'm using a power bounce hook to extend it a little because I have a Trampmaster mat, which I'll explain to once I start going over my whole setup, but the dimensions are a little different than an alley-oop mat, so the springs on the end need to be longer. Okay, so I just finished installing all the springs. As you can see, they're on here. They look really good. I haven't tested it out yet. I'm about to do that right now. Okay, so I haven't even started bouncing yet, but it already feels a lot tighter, which is expected because these springs are supposed to be tight, but also really good. Let's test it out. Ooh, I almost lost control. Holy crap, they're good. All right, so now that all the springs are successfully installed and I'm really tired, I'm gonna begin going over my setup before it starts to rain because it looks like it's going to. So I'm gonna start here with my main tramp. It used to be an alley-oop rectangle. I don't know if it's still technically an alley-oop. So it's a 10x17 alley-oop frame, alley-oop net and everything. But the mat is a Trampmaster HP mat, and the springs are Rebound products, custom 8.5-inch springs. The reason why I got the Trampmaster mat is because I found it on Craigslist for like 30 bucks, and they normally sell new for like $400 or something like that. They're supposed to have a looser weave than normal G-Tramp mats, which will allow for more airflow, and in turn will get you a better bounce. I'd say that's probably true. I don't really see a huge difference between this and a worn-in alley-oop mat. I think it's really just up to the user. It depends on your weight and all that stuff. But it's a really good tramp. One of the problems with having the Trampmaster mat is it's actually bigger than an alley-oop mat. So I wanted those 8.5-inch smaller springs to provide better tension, and yeah, I think that they're doing their job. And because of the Trampmaster mat, it's shorter than a normal alley-oop mat, so I had to use power bounce hooks as little extenders on the end. So everything fits perfectly. And also, side note, I'm not really going to be discussing the prices of most of this stuff because actually every single trampoline that I have here I got used for a much reduced price than the new price. So next trampoline. Over here we have the Acon rectangle. I got this from my friend Jack Rogan. He gave it to me because he got an alley-oop and his parents only wanted one trampoline. So I have it here in my backyard. These spring pads are not normal Acon spring pads because I don't have the normal Acon ones, and I found these on Craigslist along with springs and another mat for free, so I picked it up. The mat is not an Acon size mat, but yeah, they fit fine on an Acon for the most part, so I just have them on here. The spring setup I have is actually pretty unique. I haven't seen anyone else with the same spring setup. So pretty much what I have is for every 3 springs there's a cross like this, so it's cross cross and then a V, cross cross V. I think it's a lot better than double crossing in my opinion, because it's much better on the V-rings, less likely to rip them, and it's a little looser than double crossing because when you do that it gets really tight. So this is a really good bounce. Over here, this is a circle tramp that I got about a year ago, or a little over a year ago, for free off of Craigslist, of course. If you're looking for tramps, always check Craigslist and other used apps. You can find really good deals. This is a Jump King frame, alley-oop circle mat, and Jump King springs as well. There's a few Tramp Master ones in here, but it's actually not that bad of a circle at all. If you want to see it in action, we made a Instagram video where we brought this to like the top of a cliff, and it was really cool. Yeah, the reason why I have the alley-oop mat on here instead of the Jump King mat is because the alley-oop mat is smaller and it gives better tension to the springs, because with the normal mat you'd have to cross the springs for it to be any good, and it's actually a lot better with this mat on. I don't really think there's anything else to say for this tramp. It's just your standard generic circle tramp. Over here we have the alley-oop circle tramp. This is an alley-oop 14-foot circle double bed. So basically that means that it has 2 mats. I'm using one on there and one on this tramp. I do have them connected like this, as you can see, so you could jump right from one tramp to another, which is pretty sick. The purpose of having a double bed is to provide like a little air cushion if you're falling for awkward landings. It makes it a lot safer, but it also takes away a lot of the bounce. So that's why I only have one mat on. If you look here, you could see the frame rails for the top mat and the bottom mat. So as for the spring setup on this tramp, I did the same X pattern that's on the Acon over there, except I didn't put in the V's. I just did a continuous X pattern all the way around. And every 6th spring hole, I put in another spring coming from the bottom frame just to make it a little tighter. And this tramp is really good for twisting, which I don't really do that much. But at the CT meetup, it was being used a lot for twisting. And people have said that it's probably the best circle tramp they've been on. I probably agree with that. It's better, if not equal, to Derek Monroe's circle, which is like the other best circle. If you look at the net over here, it's like about to rip, and there's so many zip ties just because I got this tramp used and it was already like 10 years old. So I really need to buy a replacement net for it. I've just been too lazy because I don't really use it all that much. Yeah, I think that's about it for that tramp. Over here is another alley-oop rectangle. I got this one used, I forget exactly how much, but I got it for a really good deal. It has the silver springs instead of the black alley-oop ones, so it's not nearly as good as a normal alley-oop, but now that I have the rebound springs on that tramp, I'm gonna put the alley-oop ones on here, and it should be really good. Pretty much the main difference between the silver springs and the black springs are that the black springs are made out of piano wire, and piano wire stretches a lot farther than galvanized steel, which these are made out of. So they're a lot more springy, they get you a lot more height. And yeah, I don't have any power balance on right now because I was actually just getting ready to take these off and put the black springs on it. But yeah, one other tramp that technically isn't mine, but I'm storing it here, is this alley-oop circle that's taken apart right here. It's Josh's old tramp. He gave it to me when he went away to college so I could sell it for him. So if you're interested, DM me on Instagram. I am selling it for 200 bucks. You have to come and pick it up here in Connecticut. The struggle with this tramp is that it is not on level ground at all. So I had to level it completely differently on each corner, which was actually pretty difficult, and it's still not completely level, but it's good enough for the most part. This one has a basketball hoop on, which some of the older alley-oops came with. I think the newer ones, you could get it as an option. If you come back here, you could really see all the tramps in the setup. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tramps right now, which is actually crazy to have. I think now I'm just gonna give a little max height on each tramp. I can't really go my max height because I am kind of tired right now and I don't have my ankle brace on. Just keep that in mind. I'm gonna go from right to left. So I'm gonna start off here on the Acon. It does have spring pads on it right now, which takes away from a lot of the bounce because the weight of the spring pads kills the bounce and also the reduced airflow. Yeah, here's a basic max height test. That's my max height with spring pads on and with a ton of junk on the tramp. You could probably get a lot higher without spring pads. I'm just too lazy to take them off right now. All right, and up next is the alley-oop slash rebound slash tramp master. And these springs are brand new, so just keep that in mind that over time they're gonna wear in and probably get looser. In comparison to the old springs, it's a lot easier to get height, I feel. It's just a lot tighter than the old one. So it's really just personal preference. So yeah, it feels really good for being brand new. I can imagine as time goes on, it'll get even better. Up next is the Jump King circle with an alley-oop mat on it. Up next is the alley-oop 14-foot double bed circle. All right, and finally is this other alley-oop rectangle. It's not that good at all right now, just because the silver springs are on it and all the power bounce is off, but once the new springs are on, you can imagine it's gonna be the same as a normal alley-oop. So yeah, that's about it for the trampoline setup video. If there's anything you think I should have talked about that I didn't in this video, please leave it in the comments below. I will answer it in a separate video or reply to the comment. I hope this inspired some of you to try to make your setups better. Seriously, the main thing I'd recommend is to go and search on used apps for trampolines. The main ones I use are Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, Let Go, and OfferUp. You could really find some good stuff on there if you search all the time. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.